Coach Montez is your mom?
Yeah, I had no idea this is where you went to school. This is where you should say something like, wow, it's really great to see you, Vanessa. Or we can just stand here in awkward silence.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, it's your homie, FuturisticMike, and I'm back with another All-American video if you're new. Now, this is going to be the review and recap for All-American Season 3, Episode 2. If you're a fan of All-American, if you love All-American, hit the like on this video. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're finding me, subscribe and turn on those post notifications so when I post videos on All-American, you get them. And follow my social media accounts. Link is down below in the description. Now, the title to this episode is How to Survive in South Central, and the description for this episode reads, both Spencer and Billy are not getting the hero's welcome they expected from the football team and quickly realize they need to adjust their style and start earning the team's trust first. Jordan is surprised at who the new football coach at Beverly turns out to be and that his starting quarterback position is threatened when the coach starts shaking things up. Coop and Layla get into an argument over Coop's tour paycheck, which leads Layla to discover why Patience left the tour early. Meanwhile, Asher is keeping a secret from Olivia that could jeopardize their relationship. Monet Mazur and Karima Westbrook also star. That's not the main description for the episode. That's like the secondary description that they give online. But the first description that I read really didn't make no sense. So I decided to read that one instead. Now, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. The first episode was better in my opinion. This one was okay. I feel like everybody was in their feelings in this episode. Like every scene, you had somebody getting mad about something. But it was a solid episode. I'm going to try my best to try to cover everything, all the key points from the episode. Let's just get right into the recap. When the episode first starts, we see Spencer and Layla, and they're in Spencer's room, and they're kind of sneaking having Layla over there because Spencer's mom doesn't know. They're continuing their relationship after the summer. Remember, these two had a little bit of problems in the second season, but now they're back together, and I still think something happened with Olivia and Spencer. We're gonna find out more about that later in the season. But Layla makes a joke in this scene and says, you got LeBron up, he's gonna see us making out and stuff like that. Next, we see Spencer in school. You know, he's back at school, back at Crenshaw. School is just starting. Now in class, we get to this dude Frosto, and he's talking shit about Spencer. He was saying that Spencer is the reason why they lost before or something like that. Apparently, he has a problem with Spencer. Because everybody else was saying that with Spencer on the team, they're going to be unstoppable. Nobody's going to be able to beat him. But this dude had something to say. Now we get to Asher and Olivia, and Asher kisses Olivia goodbye. And then here comes Layla with a new student, this girl named Vanessa, and Olivia was acting really weird when she got introduced to this girl. She said, wait, why are you here? So there's something up with Vanessa. Now next we meet the new Beverly coach, and it's a female. They're gonna have a female to coach them throughout the season. They're all surprised that, you know, they have a female for a coach, but they're gonna have to do what they have to do. They're gonna have to deal with it. Having a female as a coach is not a bad thing. That just means that things are gonna be done differently. She's gonna do things her way. Then we see Asher go to the coach, and he tries to ask if he can play, and the coach says that, you know, he had some serious stuff go down last season with the steroids and everything, and he just can't play. Like, not right now. It's not time for him to play yet. And he's upset because it's his senior year and he wants to be able to play, which is understandable. You know, it's his last year of high school. He wants to get recognized out on the football field. It's completely understandable. Now, next, we see Coop talking to Preach. And basically, Preach is just like, yo, thank you for you and Laura getting me out of jail. And Coop said, look, that wasn't me, that was Tyrone's sister. So Preach is surprised to hear that Mo got him out of jail. Now next we see Billy, and he's adjusting to the new school. Well, technically it's not new because he's already been to Crenshaw before. He's just back to Crenshaw. Everybody's excited to start the new football season, but this dude Frosto is giving Billy problems already. He was giving Spencer problems in class, and now he's giving Billy problems. Next, we see Beverly out on the football field. They're practicing. Then we get to the locker room, and the coach is saying that, Jordan, he's good at what he does. He's good at his game, but he's going to have to work hard if he wants to keep that spot. She says something about JJ too, who can also be quarterback. So the two of them are going to be competing for the quarterback spot. Jordan is upset because, he always has quarterback. Like every time Billy was coaching Beverly, Jordan would automatically be quarterback. But the new coach said, look, Spencer James was in the top 50 players in the nation. You were throwing to him. Now, since he's not here, it's a completely different ball game. So you and JJ have to compete to see who gets that spot. Now, next we see Spencer walking with Kia, his ex, and he's talking about how his team doesn't really trust him, and he's going to have to earn back their trust because he's just coming back to Crenshaw, so it's going to be kind of hard. And then we see Darnell and Chris arguing about who's going to be the quarterback. Darnell is like, look, you're the past, I'm the future. Spencer comes over there and he's like, man, y'all need to quit this right now. We're a team. We can't be arguing like this. And Darnell walks off, and Spencer supports Chris and tells him that he's going to help him any way that he can. But, Darnell and Chris are Spencer's friends. So what's he supposed to do? Now, next we see Patience and Coop. And Coop's getting ready to open up like a letter, from Tor. It's going to show how her hard work paid off, how much money she earned and stuff like that. Well, Patience is recording it, recording her reaction. So she opens it up and she looks kind of salty. She doesn't look like she likes what she sees at all. Now we see Jordan, Asher, and JJ walking, and JJ says that it's going to be kind of fun competing, and he says that Jordan will probably win anyways, and Asher's just talking about how he can't even play. Now next we see Asher in the hallway, and this Vanessa girl walks up, and Asher seems really surprised. Apparently Vanessa is the new coach's daughter. So Asher must have had a thing going on with her, in the past, in the summer or something like that. Next we see Spencer at the doctor. He's just making sure everything's okay with his shoulder and everything after getting shot. And his mom said to next time not sneak Layla in. So his mom knows what's up. She's staying woke. She knows exactly what's going on in her house. Now next, out on the field, on the Crenshaw football field, this dude Frosto is giving Billy problems yet again. He says he's not going to pay, to run around and stuff like that. And Billy is unaware that the players had to pay this year. So he runs over to the new principal. He is not happy. He says, look, bro, if you got problems with me, do not take it out on my students or my players. Like, handle it with me face to face. Don't do that. And the principal says, like, look, if you want your players to play, you're going to figure out something. Like, this ain't my problem. So just because this dude had problems with Billy in high school a long ass time ago, he's holding a grudge about it. And he's making things a lot more difficult for Billy this season. Now next we see Asher in the weight room and he's working out. And then this Vanessa girl walks in. And this is when we find out for sure what happened between these two. We find out everything. They talk about Mexico, that something happened in Mexico. And then she's wondering like why Olivia was acting so weird, because she told Asher that Olivia was acting strange. She said, not that I know how she acts on the regular, but she was acting strange. Asher says that he didn't tell her anything, and Vanessa says that, she's not going to say anything. I can just tell that her coming to this school is going to be the downfall of Asher and Olivia's relationship. I can tell that, eventually Asher and Olivia will break up, and then Olivia will go to Spencer. Next, we see Layla and Olivia talking. They're in some restaurant eating, and then here comes Coop. Coop wants to confront Layla about what the hell that was on the paper. Coop is not happy. She said that she deserves more than this, and she said, like, it's Layla's job to screw over artists and stuff, and Coop is, like, really pissed off. Next, we see Billy talking with Laura, and Jordan walks up and he wants to talk to Billy about the new coach, about how the new coach has him going up against JJ. And Billy is like, what? JJ, the guy who put his hand in a vending machine, JJ? Or he said something like that. And Jordan wants to know if Billy picked him as quarterback all those times because he was actually that good or because he was his son. And Billy basically told him to have confidence in himself. He told him that he picked him because he's really that good. Next, we see Preach, and he's talking to Mo. He wants to know why Mo is around all of a sudden and why she got him out of prison. He wants to know what she wants and why she popped up out of the blue like this. It doesn't make sense to him. And he says that, what they had was in the past and there's no future for them. I guess these two had a thing back in the day. Next, we see Spencer talking to his mom. He needs some advice. He says that there's a competition between Chris and Darnell for the quarterback position. Billy wants to know who to pick. And he says that, Darnell is good and everything, but Chris is his day one. And Darnell hears this. He's outside on the porch and he hears this. I don't know how Darnell would just be outside like that. That was kind of weird in my opinion. Like, why would he just be standing outside? But he comes in, he's all butthurt. He says to Spencer, like, look, bro, it's either Chris or me. You need to choose. I heard what you said. It ain't right what you said. I don't know why everybody on this show just can't get along. Like, who cares, man? If one person's the quarterback, oh well. It is what it is, man. They need to move on. They need to stop letting these little things get to them. They're a team. They need to start acting like a team. Now, next, we see Asher. He's talking to his girl, Olivia, and they get on the subject of, the coach's daughter seems pretty nice, seems pretty cool. That's what Olivia said to Asher. She said, did you meet her yet? And Asher said, no, not really. He was trying to play it off. And she said, what do you mean, not really? You either met her or you didn't. And Asher said, just for a second. I didn't really have a chance to talk to her. So Olivia seems real jealous. I'm telling y'all, I'm calling it right now. This is what's gonna get Olivia and Spencer together. Next, we see Layla go to talk to Patience because she found out that her dad screwed over Patience. So she went there to find out what really happened. Next, we see some more Beverly football practice. Then we see Spencer go to see Billy. And Billy actually asked Spencer for his advice. Earlier in the episode, Billy said that he didn't need help with anything. He said this is his team. He's running it how he wants to run it. But now he says that, he needs advice from Spencer because Spencer has always been there for him. Spencer has always kept it real with him. So Spencer said, look, just be yourself, coach the team how you want to coach them. And Billy asked, like, what quarterback should he pick, Chris or Darnell? And it didn't show what Spencer said. Next, we see Billy go to see Frosto, and he apologized to him. He said he apologizes about everything that happened before, that it happened the way it did. He just wants Frosto to come back to the team because his team got a lot smaller when Frosto and some other people left because they said they didn't want to pay to play. You know what I mean? So Billy said that he's gonna donate his entire salary. He's gonna donate it to the football team so his players don't have to pay. And that's very generous of Billy. It really is. But Frosto says that he doesn't need his charity. And Billy's like, look, it ain't charity. I promise y'all are gonna work hard for this. Next, we see Layla talking to Spencer, and she just wants to know how to handle Coop because she said that Coop got so mad and she doesn't know how to react to it. And Spencer says that Coop can be really hard to deal with sometimes, but she should handle Coop like how he handles her. He told Layla just to go hard back at Coop, and that works every time for him. Next, we see Jordan seeing the poster of him getting the quarterback position, and he's really happy. And then JJ comes and sees the results, and I thought JJ was going to be salty at first, but he actually was happy for Jordan and he congratulated him. And Asher looked really upset because, he can't play still, and it's really upsetting to him. Now in the Crenshaw locker room, we see that Billy announces the new quarterback, the quarterback that's going to be starting, and he says that it's going to be Chris. Now Darnell looks pissed. This dude looks so salty. He looks at Chris like, really? So Billy and everybody leaves the locker room, and Chris walks up to Spencer and he says, yo, I take it you were a part of this, right? You said something to coach. And Spencer says, look, I'm going to keep it real with you. I told the coach to pick Darnell. So of course, Chris gets mad at Spencer. Now next we see Coop with Patience, and Layla comes to see Coop, and she sets Coop straight. She says, look, you can be mad all you want, but you are my artist, you're signed to my label, so we gotta do things my way. I understand you're upset, but I promise in the future, things will be better. You know, she's just letting Coop have it. She's telling her how it is. She's going hard at Coop, just like Spencer told her to do. And then she says to Patience, I'm sorry how my father treated you. I'm sorry what he did, but you can sign with me. So Patience is thinking about signing with Layla. Next, we see Coop talk to Preach, and it's basically about Tyrone's sister again. You know, Coop wants to know what's up with that. Preach says that he talked to Mo and she's not going to do anything. He says that he promises. He says that Coop needs to trust him on this one because he knows Mo. He says there's history there. So that's when Coop finds out that, you know, they were together, or Coop's like, oh, you're with her or whatever. So Coop thinks that Preach is with Mo, but really he's not. You know, they just got history. But Preach just told Coop not to worry about nothing. Next, we see Jordan go to the new coach, and he says, thanks for picking me as the quarterback. And she says, don't thank me. You're going to have to go out on that field, and you're going to have to earn it. And Jordan keeps on saying thank you for the stuff that she's saying. And the coach says, look, stop saying thank you. You're going to have to go out there and show me you really want this. You're going to have to go out there and do the best that you can. So Jordan says that he won't let the coach down. Next, we see Spencer with Layla, and Olivia's there too. You know, Spencer kisses Layla and he leaves. He says later, Olivia. And Layla says, why have you been acting so weird around Spencer lately? What happened? And then Olivia said, look, I haven't been honest with you. I haven't told you the truth about the summer. So I'm thinking she's gonna spill everything. Like she's gonna tell what happened with her and Spencer, but she just brings up what happened with Asher. She says she flew to Mexico to surprise Asher, but he was there with that chick, with Vanessa. But I don't know what that has to do with Spencer. Layla asked why she was acting so weird around Spencer, and she didn't answer the question. She said something completely different. But I just knew that Asher and Vanessa had history, or, you know, they had a hookup for one night or something. I just knew it. So then it shows, you know, Olivia, she flew to Mexico, and it shows Asher, and he runs over to pick up Vanessa, and we see Olivia just standing there watching. So she's seen everything, and Asher is hiding this big secret. Now next, we see Billy on the field, and Spencer comes and talks to him, and he's like, man, why did you even ask for my opinion on Chris and Darnell if you were just gonna pick who I didn't say to pick? And Billy said that he gave his answer a lot of consideration, but he had to really think about it, and he thinks Chris is just the best option for now. And then he told Spencer to take over doing the work because his back hurts. And then he seen that the whole team came to help, and that made him really happy. And that was the end of the episode. I think it was a pretty solid episode, but like I said, the first episode was better in my opinion. But what did you guys think about this episode? I think I'll rate this episode like a 7.5 out of 10. But what did you guys think of it? Do you think my score is too high or too low? Let me know. Keep supporting your boy, and I'll be continuing to bring y'all all-American content in the future. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you can never miss a video. If you want to donate to the channel, I got links in the description to the PayPal and Cash App accounts. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me get out of here, y'all. It's your boy, Futuristic Mike, and I'll talk to you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.